Welcome back. It's Heike. I've missed you. If you're new here, I'm so glad you're listening. This is the Pursue Your Spark podcast, a show that helps midlife women rebuild energy, confidence, and habits that fit real life through mindset, movement, and simple strategies that last. And if you're anything like me, the summer was full of moments that fed your soul more than your step tracker. Maybe the rosé was flowing, dessert wasn't off limits, and your workouts took a little vacation as well. And honestly, that's not a problem. That's life. And now that September's here, your jeans might feel a little snug and your energy is probably a bit off. And that little voice in your head is whispering, time to fix it. But let me stop you right here because the truth is you don't need a reset that starts with punishment and restriction. In this first episode, after our summer break, I'm sharing a different approach, a different mindset, one that's not about shrinking your body, but reclaiming your energy, your rhythm, and your confidence. This is your midlife nutrition reset done without guilt, without diets, and without starting from zero. We talk about what your body actually needs right now and how to build habits that feel good and stick around longer than a 7-day cleanse. Because what if resetting wasn't about what we take away, but what we get to restore instead? Let's talk about this. This is the show for midlife women who want to stop second guessing and start feeling strong, focused, and fully themselves. I am Heike Yates, a midlife fitness expert and mindset coach. On the Pursue Your Spark podcast, I share simple, no fluff strategies for movement, mindset, and nutrition so that you can stop spinning your wheels and start showing up with strength and confidence. Because thriving in midlife doesn't start with perfection. It starts with one bold step. Strong, confident, fully you. That's how we do midlife. Hey, it's Heike. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you something I'm really proud of. I wrote a book. It's called Pursue Your Spark, and it's for any woman in midlife who's felt stuck, off track, or just not like herself lately. Inside, I talk about the 5 traps that sneak up on us, like perfectionism or overwhelm, and how to get out of them. I also included 6 simple worksheets because I know that sometimes we need help making it real. If that sounds like something you need right now, go grab the link in the show notes. All right, let's get into today's episode. I am staring at 20 flavors of Italian gelato. I'm in heaven. And I know I want to have 2 tastes. One is definitely my favorite, which is stracciatella, which is vanilla ice cream with chocolate shavings in them. And then today I'm going to opt for pistachio. Pistachio is really, really delicious too. And I'm looking at the portions, and here in the States, the scoops are way larger than they are in Europe. And in my mind, I'm already calculating, can I really eat 2 scoops? Will I be super grossed out and stuffed? Or should I stick with 1 scoop or ask her to have the scoops or have my husband eat half of the ice cream? Either way, I decide I will not feel guilty. I will enjoy myself not because I deserve it, because I want it and I want to enjoy myself. And you know, when I come back from vacation, I've always gained a couple of pounds, but I don't feel guilty about it. I look at what I enjoyed, how wonderful it was. And when I look at September, which we're in now, so many of my ladies are coming back and they have the post-vacation guilt about the things they ate, the things they drank, the exercise they missed. But here's the truth. You don't need to start over. You need to reconnect with your body and your mind. Every year after the summer vacation, I hear the same phrase more or less, and I hear it like clockwork. Heike, I need to start over. I've been eating and drinking and indulging, and I need to start over. It sounds productive, motivating even, but for the most of us, this is the very thing that keeps us stuck. This starting over mentality creates an exhausting loop of, I indulged. Oh goodness, now I feel guilty. I will try to control it. My brain power will do it. Then you burn out and you repeat. And then you indulge. You feel guilty, try to control, burn out, repeat. Let's stop this hamster wheel of indulging, feeling guilty, and trying to control it. It implies everything before was a failure. Everything you know didn't work. And that's not true, but it disconnects you from your body, increases food anxiety, and feeds perfectionism. And it slowly chips away at your confidence in choosing the right foods, the right balance in your foods, when to eat, exactly what to eat. Because again, it implies that everything you've done is failure and makes you feel like a failure. So if starting over does not move the needle, doesn't move you forward, what should you be telling yourself or hearing instead? Here is what I want you to know and believe deep down. You didn't fail. You didn't lose progress. But instead, you lived your life, and that matters. You had fun, you relaxed, you nourished a different part of yourself, and that's not a setback. You enjoyed the family meals out. The ice cream time with your husband or the kids or whoever in the family or whatever it is your tradition is, or the big barbecue in the back. Just think about life matters, and it matters to connect with the people we love. And it's most often through food and wine or other drinks. But you also need to believe that your body doesn't need to be fixed. It needs to be heard. And sometimes it says, oh, please give me a second scoop of ice cream. But on the other hand, it may tell you something too. It is not about being perfect with food. It's about getting curious. What feels good now? What helps me feel more energized again? I know a lot of ice cream has a lot of sugar, and that's a lot of a lot. But the most important tweak you can make is to go back to healthy habits you already have established. Because the real reset, it starts in your mindset and not in your fridge. And if you're wondering what to focus on next, think about this. What are 3 small shifts you can make that reconnect you with how you want to feel and not what you want to fix? That's right. I want you to reconnect with how you want to feel, energized, strong, sleep well at night, and not what you need to fix, eat less, exercise more, punish myself. So let's take number 1, shift. 3 examples. Take number 1, shift from tracking everything, which could be a habit that you have, to checking in with how you feel after you eat, instead of logging every bite, which a lot of us just don't feel like doing after 3 days. Try asking, did that meal give me energy? This builds body trust and helps you reconnect with what actually fuels you or gives you energy. That you know that you had a grilled chicken and roasted vegetable and potatoes was really good. Your stomach feels good. Your energy is great. And you're like, yeah, this was a good meal. Number 2 could be shift getting back to the gym, to moving in ways that feel good today. Maybe that's a walk, stretching, dancing in your kitchen, or Pilates for you. It's not about doing more. It's about making movement feel like self-care, not self-correction. And if you want to go back into the gym and do your gym workout, start slowly. Do you really still like your old routine? Would you rather change it? Would you rather do something else? Get curious. Number 3 is shifting from I'm cutting out all sugar. I will not eat any sugar. And oftentimes that includes also fruit, to adding 1 nourishing habit I enjoy. This might be a daily smoothie, which comes with fruit oftentimes. And my favorite, of course, fennel tea, super healing for our gut health and calming. Or simply sitting down for breakfast without rushing, instead of being on the phone, already planning the day, or almost rushing out the door with a bowl in your hand. Adding feels expansive. Restriction feels like punishment. And every September, without missing a beat, the diet industry is making bazillions of dollars because we indulge, then we feel guilty, try to control, burn out, repeat. And they're like, yeah, girl, let's reset that body with a reset detox, a reset diet, or really hardcore workouts. And I think of jumping jacks because I don't do them anymore. But these are the things that, oh, now I'm burning more calories because I'm doing hard cardio and I'm getting all that weight off and I'm going to feel great. But let's reframe that entirely. A reset isn't a punishment or a way of saying, I did something wrong. What I did before didn't work. It's a realignment. It's asking, what habits make me feel strong, clear, and centered and confident? You don't need to cleanse, because if you've listened to me just a little bit, you know cleanses don't need to exist. Our body has its own cleansing mechanism throughout our organs, so there's no need to cleanse it. It depends on what we feed it. You need to come back to what already works for you and supports you. Think of it like tuning a guitar. You don't throw it out because it's out of tune. You fix it in the sense that you fine-tune it, you readjust it until it just strums like it did before it went on vacation. But even when you shift your perspective, it is really easy to fall back to old habits and old traps. But before we dive into those old traps and what to watch out for, I want you to listen to the episode Flip-Flops to Focus, Reclaim Your Fall Routine today. And I will leave a link in the show notes for you so you can listen to that one, because that ties in with our episode today. But there are a few things we need to watch out for, have to keep on our radar, because when we're coming back from our summer vacation, we all feel motivated. We put the kids in school. We started back at work. We're back at our routine that we had when we're not on vacation. But instead of building momentum, we default to familiar patterns that feel like solutions. And again, going back to the nutrition industry or even fitness industry, as they're selling us new gadgets and hyping their programs of quick fixes and solutions, and in only a few days, you can reach this and that goal. And I don't name any names because you know them yourself. So one of the flags is, or the red flags is detoxes. They always promise that your gut will feel better and that you will lose weight. Of course, because if you're drinking juices every day and don't eat, you will lose weight, but it will not stay off. That's the problem with all this stuff. Then you join a 5-day, 10-day, 30-day challenge. But what happens after the challenge? Does it make you feel like a failure again because you did the challenge and you said, I did really good and I stayed on the challenge, and then you're done? It didn't change your habit. It may have given you a jump start, but did it really make a change? There's something else afterwards, meaning that you have to rely on the good habits you built, or hire me as your coach to help you to the next step. May as it be. You need to take action that makes sense, that lasts. Or another red flag is saying, I just need to be good again. Oh, that one drives me crazy. This whole good again. We're always good. We're never doing the wrong thing. We're making choices that may not be ideal for our health and our well-being. But it is a choice nevertheless. It's not like somebody forced down this delicious ice cream in my throat. I chose it, and I chose both scoops. So you don't need to be good. You're good as you are. And then the last one is the waiting for the perfect plan or the perfect Monday to start, because this Monday is not a good Monday for whatever reason. The kids come out of school early. The car broke down. There's an extra brief to be written in the office. There is never a perfect plan or a perfect time. You know what Joseph Pilates said? He said, strive for the ideal, not perfection. I know that just popped into my head, but I think this is so true. When I think about us coming back from vacation and we're looking at diets and guilt and all this, these red flags I just mentioned aren't fresh starts. They're old habits that don't serve us in disguise. They don't support your growth and your health. They keep you stuck in the same crazy guilt spiral that I want us to get out of. I'm so sick of us feeling guilty all the time. Whew, I got to get off my wagon here. So if we're not starting over and we're not chasing quick fixes, what's actually possible when we reset with self-trust? And I want to mention in my book, Pursue Your Spark, Your Guide to Escaping Midlife Traps, Reclaiming Confidence, and Living Fully. You will find chapters and chapters on how you stop guilt and how you create confidence and reset your life with self-trust. I'll leave a link in the show notes for you. Grab your copy. Hey, it's Heike. I wanted to jump in and tell you about a program I'm offering. If you're ready to take control of your life and feel vibrant again, then the Pursue Your Spark Blueprint is for you. It's an 8-week online group coaching program for women in midlife. On this life-changing journey, you'll start a healthy intermittent fasting routine, lose body fat, improve gut health, and boost your energy. And boy, will you feel stronger after the course. With our course, you won't feel like you need to start over each time life gets in the way. Our tailored Pilates and strength training exercises, combined with a built-in accountability system, will make sure that you build lasting and consistent habits. We're not just about physical transformation. We're here to help you build a confident mindset to make guilt-free, smart health choices. Imagine going mountain biking or fitting into last year's clothing without a hitch. That's the energy and vitality the Pursue Your Spark Blueprint brings. Ready to prioritize your health? Click the link in the show notes to apply. It's time to invest in yourself because you are worth it. If you've been following me on social media, are on my email list, or listen to the podcast, and if you're just new here, you will learn that about me, that I always say, yes, you can. Yes, I can. Yes, we can. There is never a doubt. There is never, maybe we shouldn't. We make it work for you individually, what works for your life, not what works for whoever down the road, a friend, a neighbor. It is something that we can do. We have to tweak. We have to fine tune, like our guitar I talked about earlier. Now let's talk about what's possible instead of thinking crash diet, cleanses, all these other things I talked about. Let's talk about what's truly possible when you reset with food freedom and a trust in yourself. You build consistency, not chaos. That doesn't mean going from 0 to 5 workouts a week. It means starting small, baby steps. Maybe it's a 15-minute walk in the morning or a short Pilates session before lunch. You're not chasing perfection. You're showing up in a way that actually fits your life. So Joseph Pilates, we're not about perfection. We're looking for the ideal, and the ideal is different for everyone. You feel energized and not restricted. You're not skipping meals to, air quote, make up for the summer. You're fueling your body with foods that keep you steady, like a protein-rich breakfast or a filling lunch that doesn't leave you crashing. Because restriction doesn't give you energy. Real nutrition does. And I want to infuse a word on intermittent fasting. As you know, I'm teaching intermittent fasting in all of my courses. And intermittent fasting is not a way to go back to your old self. You may go back to your previous intermittent fasting window, but you know that the goal of intermittent fasting is, number one, different for everybody. Number two, we're approaching it different in every way we can. And number three, it's flexible. So if you were intermittent fasting before the summer, go back to your intermittent fasting window that was comfortable for you before vacation. If you never intermittent fasted, then I would say maybe right after the summer is not a good time for you because you're motivated by weight loss, and you may or may not lose weight on intermittent fasting unless it is a very specific, like a keto diet, which I do not subscribe to or teach in my courses. So let that sit there for a while. You focus on nourishment, not numbers. You're not obsessing over calories or macros. You're asking, does this meal make me feel good? Is it colorful, satisfying, and something I really enjoy? That's the kind of eating that lasts because it supports your body and your sanity. So as I said before, small actions build momentum without feeling overwhelmed. And because if you do all those diets that make you feel guilty and then you don't see the result and you feel deprived, it just stinks. That's not what real life looks like. But what a real midlife reset looks like is what I just said. You're focusing on nourishment, not numbers. You're feeling energized, not restricted. You build consistency, not chaos. Phew, we've covered a lot. If this episode felt like a relief, it's not an accident. You don't need another plan. You need a perspective shift. And that's exactly what I walk you through in my new book, Pursue Your Spark, Your Guide to Escaping Midlife Traps, Reclaiming Confidence, and Living Fully. Inside, I share my Spark method. And this episode, it's part A of the action towards your goals. No guilt, no extremes, just consistent actions that supports the woman you are becoming. The link of the book is in the show notes. Let's this be your fall season for reconnection and not restriction. Before you go, if today's episode hit home, I want you to check out my book, Pursue Your Spark. It's not a bunch of fluff or fix your life in 5 minutes advice. It's honest stories, real tools, and 6 worksheets that help you get unstuck and start feeling like yourself. It's the book I wish I'd had when I was spinning my wheels. If that sounds like something you'd want to curl up with and mark the book up, the link's in the show notes. Go grab it and message me when you do. I love to hear what speaks to you most. Now that we reset with a healthier mindset, let's talk about moving in a way that actually supports the body you're in, especially if it's feeling stiff, achy, or just not bouncing back like it used to. Because staying fit in midlife isn't about pushing harder, it's about getting smarter. In the next episode, we'll explore a surprisingly gentle way to build strength, ease joint pain, and feel confident again, all without pounding the pavement or grinding through reps. Let's just say this kind of movement starts by getting your feet wet.